You know what's really, really frustrating? These, and these, and these, and these, all of them. And Pinterest, for that matter. Trying endlessly to find the right pantry organization solution that works for you and me. By George, I think she's got it.
By George, she's got it.
I have finally found a pantry organization system that works for me. I'm gonna share it with you today. We're gonna do a little project using my Cricut Joy. I'll show you that later. The pantry storage systems that don't work for me and the one that I have finally been able to stick with and that makes sense in my life. On my channel, I have done many videos on pantry organization. I have purchased storage containers like this, used machines to make labels on them, tried to refill them and have them be Pinterest worthy.
I don't really know what that means.
I have tried inexpensive buckets like this, more expensive buckets like this. I have tried putting a box inside of another box.
And then I'll put that box inside of another box.
So it will look pretty. And here is what I have learned in the process. The reason stuff like this does not work for me, even though I wish that it did, is because I love to cook, which means I purchase a lot of different ingredients. And to have a container like this for all of the different ingredients with labels doesn't actually make that much sense, because maybe I don't buy it the next time and I have a designated place for it. And what if I buy a refill, I don't get to empty the bag into here, so I still have a bag sitting there. Like, for someone that tinkers around in the kitchen as much as I do, this method does not work for me. Now, you'll still see these in my pantry because I am using them, and why get rid of them? But I just wanted to say, if you have tried to follow someone else's pantry organization style and you have never been able to find something that will stay organized and clean, that is okay. Just because it works for someone else doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. And that is what happened with me. Something else that I know about myself is I don't like to see everything. So that many containers is very stressful for me. Now, here is my pantry, and I am gonna open it and show it to you, but before I do that, don't freak out, okay? It is very large. I have 4 kids. This pantry is open with people digging into it at least 12 times a day. That's twice by each of the 6 people, and honestly, it's probably closer to 24 times a day. This thing is in and out all the time. Are you ready? Oops, I dropped something. Yes, I realize the pantry is so large that you can't even see the whole thing in one shot. I am 5'6" in height, so this shelf is right at 5'6". There is one more shelf here that you can't even see. In the shot, I have a bunch of appliances that I don't use a ton up there. I have a lot of often used appliances down on the bottom. So the middle area is like where all the action is happening. Now, as far as where things are located, it makes sense to me. I know there's probably gonna be at least one person telling me in the comments to move something in one direction. I'm not going to. So save your carpal tunnel. Like, don't even bother, because I'm not gonna move stuff. I have basic baking in this vicinity. I have drinks here, pasta and sauces across the top, canned goods, soups, snacks, more snacks, lots of snacks, breakfast over here. That's staying. But what I love, these are a very inexpensive storage bin from Walmart. They're kind of hard to find, but here is the label. I just bought some more. I believe they're about $5. Large, multi-purpose bin, 15 inches wide, 10 inches deep, by Mainstays, made in the USA, factory certified. Okay, I like these because I have so many different ingredients. I can just put the items in the basket and shove the basket up here. For example, this is my breakfast bin. You see that? You don't like my label? Well, we'll get into that in a second. I have Kodiak Cakes muffin mix. I have this granola right here. Some oatmeal packets. This is actually fairly empty because I don't have a ton of cereal right now. So I know that because I have some open spaces in here, I could probably purchase some more breakfast items, right? So I can pull the whole thing out like a drawer, set it on the counter, and then the whole thing can go right back to where it belongs. And I have several of them all over here, and I love them. I love the baskets. A couple of other pieces I've liked are these shelves I also picked up from Walmart. This isn't my favorite one. I got one up here from Farberware that's a lot sturdier, but this is still nice to do canned goods up on top and things like that. Look, I've made so much progress in here. I have an empty shelf. That means I can go shopping again. I have one up here for just pasta. See, check the label, pasta. Could you imagine trying to stack all of this craziness like just on the shelf? No. Could you imagine trying to stick all of these different shaped pastas in different individually sized containers? Me neither. And now they're put away. I tried to take that little organize-y test by Cass from Clutterbug to see what my organization style was. As it turns out, I don't have one.
A girl has no name.
I'm just trying to keep my life together, organization style. Okay, here's the truth. I'm a B, which is I have multiple projects going on out and I need to see them, but also I don't want to see anything. Which I realize doesn't make any sense. Okay, there is one flaw with this system. I'm gonna show it to you right now. It is these labels. I can't tell you how many times Dave has come in here and been like, I can't find the breakfast stuff. And I'm like, it's the one with the label, read it. And he's like, what label? He's like, I can't find the sauce. And I'm like, it's in the sauce bucket. He goes, I don't see any labels. That's because these are too small. And they're kind of like rubbing off. These are just from the Dollar Tree. So we're gonna take off these really, really small labels and make bigger labels. Bright labels. Listen, my kids do it too. They're like, I can't find the cereal. And I'm like, it's in the breakfast bucket. Which one's the breakfast bucket? And I'm like, it's got a label. I don't see a label. It's too small. They either need glasses or contacts or need bigger labels. So we're gonna make bigger labels. I think this one's the saddest one because I didn't even like get the whole word on there. But I gotta say, these Dollar Tree labels do not come off very, or you know what? I just cut my nails. That's probably what it is. I don't have any nails to pull this off with. There it goes. Okay, there, easy peasy. Let's go pull out my little Cricut Joy and some red vinyl and make some labels for these. So for me, this time I thought it would be really easy to use the app on the phone to put together these labels. As it turns out, I think I prefer working on the computer, but I think that's just a personal preference. Although I did make these labels with my phone and it was totally fine. I always thought the Cricuts were really cool, but I had two major issues with them. Number one is I am not crafty whatsoever. In fact, crafty stuff intimidates me so badly. So what I like is that the Cricut Joy makes simple, easy personalization labels like I am doing today in basically less than 15 minutes, which is perfect. I need something that is quick and easy and does not stress me out. And number two is the big Cricut machine is huge. Remember the part where I don't like to see things out? Well, I didn't want this huge machine taking up all this room, and that's why the Joy is so awesome. It is Cricut's smallest smart cutting machine. It fits in a cubby. It's actually pretty cute if you want to leave it out on the counter, or you can pack it away in the little carrying case and move it from room to room or wherever you're doing your projects. Because I want my words bigger, I flipped them sideways like this. So I'm gonna take my red and try and cut this and see how we do. One mat, so nice and easy. 23 inches required. This one comes with 48, so no problem. Here we go. Fingers crossed. I feel like I should do a dance or sing a song right now. I'm so excited. Okay, these are big letters. I'm really excited about this. You probably can't even see it yet. No, it's too shiny. It won't focus. Yay! I'm so happy I did this on my own instead of asking all my friends to help me like I normally do. This is a good size. I like this size. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Check it out. I didn't take all these off yet, like, yeah, there. So these do all come off, I just haven't gotten them yet. Okay, success! This one's a little different. The Cricut Joy uses the Cricut Smart materials, which are a little bit different from other standard vinyl and paper. So these materials work without a cutting mat. Can you say yes that I don't need another piece of equipment? So it's just this red vinyl that I used with no cutting mat, put it in the machine, bada boom, bada bing, and now I have these super cute labels. Hey Andrew, what do you think? Should I do it this way? Or I can cut it here and kind of do like 1, 2.
Let's do crooked.
That way?
That way.
Okay. Dave was so excited about this machine. He was like, I'm gonna take this from you and kind of play with my own stuff. So I don't know what exactly he's going to be putting together, but he is very excited to play with this machine as well. If you're interested in learning more about Cricut, I do have a link below in the doobly-doo if you wanna go check it out. And I think it's a great gift idea as we are moving into the holiday gift giving season. Let me show you how I have kind of organized this, and I'll kind of tell you my favorite things about it. Okay, let me spin you around. Down here at the bottom, I have a lot of my skillets and my big pasta pot that I don't use a ton, but it doesn't fit in my other cabinets. And here are my breakfast and snack items. I love these on the bottom shelf because this is where the kids go. And then over here, obviously, I have a few of my other very, very often used appliances. I do have a couple things on the floor. My 2 Instant Pots I kept out, my huge griddle, and 2 big guys of oil. Oh, and I do have a hook right here with all of my aprons. If you're wondering, this was the original color of our walls and trim in our house. So here's the white. Yikes, I know. We are going to paint the inside of this, but because it's going to take so long and create such a mess by taking everything out of here, I've been putting it off for a long time, like years. And I'm like, I'll just do it later. So maybe that will be the next pantry update, is like, we'll finally paint the inside of this white. Moving up on the second shelf, I have a lot of dry goods. Like I said, this is kind of like my baking area, this section. So across the top, I have like all my flours, chocolate chips, specialty items. These are my like baking mixes. So obviously I've got a king cake and a beignet mix. My mom is from Louisiana. I have a couple of these. I think this is a pancake mix. You know what? We can move this to the breakfast, right? This is a breakfast one. That one's going down to breakfast. Baking mixes, just baking ingredients in general, from items like Swerve, extra cornmeal right here, my flour, my sugar. I have a bunch of like beans, rice, grits, things like that. These are my big things from Costco that don't really fit anywhere else. So I have some biscuit mix, big thing of wheat thins, big thing of croutons, and a big thing of carnation. And I could put this down in here, but because there's so many in here still, I'll probably take them out when there's like, I don't know, 5 to 10 left. But when it's this many, it's just a convenient piece to keep out, and then I'll get rid of it once we're down a little bit. And like I said, extra space. This is our workout snack corner. So if I'm going for a run or a hike, you know, I'll come in here and grab some of that. Maybe I'll grab these sports beans. These are not good, by the way. Don't buy these. My kids love the Lenny and Larry's cookies. Do not be fooled. This is not like a high protein, healthy thing. I like them because they are full of calories. So if you're doing a mountain climb, these are awesome. Once again, massive calorie bomb. If you've never looked at the calorie content of a Pop-Tart, either don't because you don't want to be that upset, or do and then you'll never buy them again. Canned item stuff kind of right here. This is all drinks. A bunch of the mixers kind, a ton of the liquid IV. This is all herbal teas. These are the caffeinated items here. And then this is all like immunity and Propel kind of at the front. I don't know, random stuff. These are also, well, they're also snacks, but they're kind of by like, I have the dried fruit. They're kind of by the dried fruit. I don't know. Like I said, it makes sense to me. This corner is all, oh, I need to make another one. Oh, I missed one. All right, well, the Cricut's coming out again later. These are all my sauces just contained in this one thing. These are usually like spaghetti sauces and salsa. Pasta Central over here. You guys saw me make this one. And then I also have like, just like endless elbow macaroni. And then up top are the items I don't use often, but I do want. So I have my waffle irons, my crock pots, my popcorn guy. There's the whole shebang, whole kit and caboodle. I love this bread. I think it's so fun. If you haven't tried the large baskets in your pantry and you've been struggling with pantry organization, I would recommend. I prefer this to this. This is frustrating to me. This makes me wildly happy. As I like finish these up, am I gonna keep them? I couldn't say. I feel like I might get rid of the smaller ones. Maybe I'll give them to my friends. It's not Pinterest worthy, I know. And what's great is that I don't care. At this stage of my life, I turned 40 years old in just a couple of weeks. Send me chocolate, first of all. And then second of all, as I've aged, I think aging is amazing because as you grow up, number one, you care a lot less about what other people think of you. And number two, you get to this point where you let go of this fantasy version of yourself. I always wanted to be like the scrapbooker, the person who made wreaths for their door. And I am not that person. I am not the Pinterest pantry person. And that is okay because I do a lot of other things really, really well. I make really good homemade bread. I make amazing meals for my family. And if that means my pantry is gonna look like this, that is fine with me. I'm obsessed with this red label, aren't you? I am so grateful to Cricut for partnering with me on today's video so I can make these awesome labels without having to call my friend, which is what I've always done in the past because she's got a lot more important things to do than make labels for me. And it's easy enough for even a dummy like me to figure out. So if you wanna check out Cricut, first link in the doobly-doo. Go check out these large bins from Walmart. I've really been loving them. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.